Hey guys, in this video I'm going to walk through one of my matches on Miramar and show the tips and strategies that I use to help you win more matches in solo on Miramar. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, drop down a like and subscribe to see more. Right, so first off, as I was just looking at the map there, you see I've just chosen a relatively small outlet of buildings to the south of the map, and I'm flying in. It's comfortable to reach it within the playing angle. I know that it's likely to be unoccupied because I'm flying over Picado to get to it, which means that a lot of people are going to have gone there. However, if people do land with me, again, what I always recommend is landing somewhere that you're familiar with or have got familiarity with, because then you can use that familiarity to try and overpower your enemy. So as I'm landing down here, I always tend to land on the concrete building, as usually there's a weapon on the roof or the middle balcony. And then I always look round as I'm landing, is there anybody with me? And there wasn't on this occasion. Unless they land super late, but I didn't think they did. So again, first part of any game is just going around, get yourself a gun so you can defend yourself. So if anything was to happen, you know, at least you've got a fighting chance. So, as I'm finishing off this little village that I've looted, I've not really heard any gunshots or anything like that. I've got myself two decent weapons. I've got a close range Vector and I've got myself an M4 for my range. So I'm not too bad in terms of the old loot. So once I'm out of here, usually the first thing I do once I've looted my initial village is just check out which way I need to go for the ring, and then I'll head to the next little village in that direction in the hopes of, you know, finding somebody to take on or just topping up my supplies. So in this one, I'll just move over to the next village here. I've still got plenty of time before the blue starts coming in, so I'm confident that I'm going to make it, and I'm going to get some more loot. Pretty much looking for meds and attachments at this point. So as I'm looting here, I was considering setting off as the time was running out, but I looked up the road and I saw that there was a vehicle available, which bought me more time to get some loot. So one thing I'd always recommend is, if you are a little bit of a distance from the ring, always be aware of your surroundings. You don't have to necessarily go straight away and hamstring yourself because you've not got the loot to survive. But if you're aware of your situations and you know that vehicle's there, then you know to utilise it so you can get that extra loot in time. Like, I wouldn't have had a first aid kit if I'd have set up straight away, but because I looked for the vehicle, saw it, I managed to get myself two, which puts me in a much better position if I end up in a firefight. So there's things like that. I think one of the most important things in this game to do well is just situational awareness. So at any time, what's going on? Right, the blue's about to come in. What can I do about that? I need to get to the ring, obviously. How am I going to get there? I can hoof it, probably make it, or alright, I can get there without losing any health if I take a vehicle. Right, where's the vehicle? Ah, there's a vehicle. That gives me an extra 30 seconds to a minute to loot before I have to set off. And it's just things like that you need to bear in mind. Then this guy here, I don't know what he was playing at. Really easy kill. Yeah, I have no idea. It would have been funny though if the car would have ran me over. That would have been entertaining. But on this occasion it didn't. I think what was happening there, realistically, was he was driving along towards the ring. He's done a little bit of looting. He didn't have a great deal on him, but I mean, he had a bit of ammo. He probably landed really far away. But what he was doing, he was looking at the map as I started shooting him, so that's why he didn't swerve or anything. That's what I think he was doing. I mean, he could have crashed. His game could have crashed, but usually if your game crashes, it keeps you on the same button for a couple of seconds, which would have been almost certainly accelerate. So I don't think that happened. I think he was just looking at the map there, but yeah. It meant I didn't have to run halfway up the hill for my car, so that was good. Although this vehicle is very trashed, so I think I'm going to probably take this one anyway, because that's smoking already. I didn't really hit it that much, so we might have already been in a combat. Now, with this vehicle especially, you're going to want to, as much as humanly possible, keep to roads or very flat surfaces. Because if you're trying to do hill climbing this thing and someone spots you, you're as good as dead. It's not so bad coming downhill because just the normal momentum will keep you going, but if you're trying to climb like a steep hill with this thing, it's just not going to happen. So I drove up the road until I got to the flat area, and then I can go across this field fairly comfortably. But yeah, that's always bear in mind. Bear in mind what vehicle you are and what terrain it's going to be beneficial on. If you're in like a buggy or something, or one of the trucks, you know, go flying over the hill, it's fine. You can keep a decent speed up. Motorbikes are just all terrain, so they're ideally the best. However, you are the most susceptible to getting shot, as you've no cover. But yeah, just be aware of what vehicle I'm in, what's it best for. And as I've come across here, this poor chap's getting run over by me. Now, I actually make a mistake here. As I was coming over there, I did actually see that he got shot, and then I ran him over as he was trying to get through the window. Now, what I should have done, instead of looting the guy here, I should have worked out where the enemy was first. So that's a little thing where as I look back, I can improve my own gameplay there. And as I saw there, that grenade came flying over, so that could quite have easily, you know, been a disaster. He actually gets another nade on me there, but he goes for the heel lid down, so I managed to finish him. So that was a very lucky scenario. I only just scraped through that one. So again, everybody can always improve on the gameplay, but as you watch it back, or if you ever watch your own games back, you'll be able to think, right, I could have done that better next time. Even though you win the scenario, you can still do it better. Like, if I'd have looked to kill him straight away, he's probably just running across the field chasing that guy. He probably wouldn't have got a grenade off. Would have been a lot easier. So at this point, I'm just clearing the buildings properly. Now, the reason for that is, even though I've just killed what I think is probably the only people in this exact area, there's always a possibility that as you've just looted them, you go walking into a building, there's some guy sat in the shower here, and he just guns you down. So even though you've just killed people, it's always prudent to keep on your toes so you know what the hell's going on. And then I'm checking out the ring. I know I need to go on north. I'm not going to risk the bang bus again on this rocky terrain, so I'm just going to start hoofing it. So again, as you're moving in towards the ring in your own games, it's always just good to, you know, keep your head on a swivel, keep looking around. You don't want to be one of those kills that's nice and easy for someone else because you're just running a very straight line looking forward. As I'm running here, I'm thinking to myself, where are people like to be? They're either likely to be on the cliffs trying to snipe people coming in, you know, to the west, or they're going to be in the buildings looting. So I keep looking left, I keep looking right. If I see a guy coming out of the buildings, I'm ready for him. And if I see, if I walk into a guy on the cliff, then I can just gun him down. So it's always with nothing. 60, 80% of the time, you'll never see someone. But the one time you do, it's really beneficial. So always keep your head on a swivel. Another thing I'd always recommend as well, if you've got the meds to do it, especially in solo where you're not going to have to share them, always try and keep a boost on. So if you're moving towards the ring and you get shot, you don't have to immediately stop just to do the booster, which means they can get a better angle on you potentially. You can keep running, keep zigzagging, and you're gradually healing. So that's all I'm doing now. I'm just getting the boosters on. If I get shot, and then the combat's immediately afterwards, it's no big deal and I'm ready. The next little tactic I'll let you in on here is, I'm advancing on the village just to the north here. I don't want to necessarily come in along the road, because then the buildings have all pretty much got eyes on it. So what I tend to do is take the hill, and then you can look down, which gives you the height advantage. It's easier for you to kill them than it is for them to kill you. And it just benefits you overall, really. But you can use this tactic on pretty much any map. If you're ever heading into a village and there's like a slope on one side, always try and advance from the slope if you can. And then you find people like this. Because it just gives you a massive advantage having a height advantage all the time. He didn't really have a lot of loot at all. So now I'm getting into the cover and thinking to myself, who was he shooting at? That's the important thing. Anytime you come up behind a guy like that and he's shooting at someone else or he's looking at someone else, the thing that I always consider is, once you've killed him, that is, who is he shooting at? He's not shooting, for fun. He must be, shooting at something. I spot the crate up there. It's looted, unfortunately. But then I'm back to looking for this bloke. I'm checking the windows in case he's running the building. And then I'm thinking he's out in the field somewhere. Potentially behind one of them bay hills. But as I can't see him, not getting shot at, I just continue, scouting round, as there may well be other people much closer to me. So at the minute, I'm just holding my position around here, keep looking around, trying to find out where that guy was shooting at, and just moving around on this hill. I'm comfortably in the ring, so I'm just like securing my area. checking all the different angles with the hope that if I see someone, I'll be able to just take them out as they're heading this way. Then I'm just checking out this next village. Is there anybody in there? Looking out the window, sat in the window, waiting to get shot. Can't see anybody. As you'll notice there, as I wasn't actually ready to shoot, I keep myself bobbing and weaving. However, as soon as you're ready to pull that trigger, I always recommend standing still, otherwise your bullet's going to go flying with little to no control. But it's important to bob and weave, so if someone has got an angle from one of them windows that you can't necessarily see because of the shadow in the window, you're not a stationary target. Because one headshot there, unless you've got a 3 helmet, is going to be game over in solo. You've got no backup to save you. Now it's this point in the game, less than 30 guys left, where you get to the point where you want to play tactically and make sure you're in the good positions and get to the ring. But if you do see people, it's important that you do try to take them out if you have an opportunity, because you never know that might be the guy that shoots you in the back as you go into the ring, or is the guy that kills you. So anything less than 30 players, I tend to just shoot at everything I can within reason, without drawing too much attention to myself, especially when you've got the suppressor, and just try and take them out. So I position myself here so I can see the blue coming in. So if there's any last minuters coming in, I'll be able to take them out. Now at this point, there's gunshots going off in multiple directions, but I'm trying to locate where they are. Like I say, I'm just on the outside of the ring here, so I have a couple of seconds if I want to wait, and then I spot the guy. Now I've only got a 3 scope on this mini, but I'm confident I could hit him there. But what I want to do is make sure that when I do hit him, I can finish him. I have ring on him, so no matter what happens, he's gonna have to come this way. I don't really know where he's trying to go at the minute, to be honest with you. But either way, I can block him no matter where he goes, because I mean, there's 15 seconds left. Eventually, he's just going to have to come in a straight line towards me, unless he finds a vehicle. That's a completely different guy. I choose to ignore him because I'm already dealing with something, and I don't want to have to fight on 2 fronts at once. So at the minute, I'm just trying to relocate him after the buggy's going past. There he is. Hit him once. I think it was probably a headshot or a shoulder shot, that one. And then he's running. So now I can just lay down fire. It's only going to take a bullet or so. If I remember correctly, I think this guy dies in the blue, which is super annoying. So I'm going a bit further from the ring here. The ring's only coming in slow, but I want to make sure that this bloke does not make it, because then he'll be a pain in my ass because he'll be behind me. Get another hit on him there. And then he dies in the blue, which is super annoying. But at the end of the day, I might not have got the kill, but I caused him to die, and that's one less competitor at the end of the game. So then I just run into the ring, sorry. Don't even take any damage there, and then I'm back on the lookout. Where's everyone else now? Now the next ring is just in the field to the west of me. So again, it's not a long way to go. However, the most dangerous thing for me at this point is the fact that I'm going to have to run across that open road, no matter where I cross, basically. Just a guy to the north there, running in. So, I'm getting a couple of shots on him. I could probably take him out nice and easy. I say that, but I seem to be struggling to I got him the one time. But yeah, the thing that was limiting me quite a bit in this game, especially, was my 3 scope. It's a decent enough scope, but on Miramar and Vikendi more than others, you kind of need those 4s and 6 scopes. They're just better. It would make it a lot easier. Now that guy seems to be fighting someone else as well, so I'm just like gonna try and kill him. And then I'm thinking, where the hell's his mate at? So ages ago when I was looking in there, well, those guys have probably been sat in there, or one of them was sat in there for a significant amount of time. Probably just waiting for the ring to come in. If they've got all the loot they need, they're just holding up. It's not exactly the worst idea. But what I do see some people doing sometimes is holding up in a building. They've not really got any loot, and then the first time they enter a combat situation, they may well win, they may not, but then they've no loot, so they can't heal up fully. Their armor's knacked. They don't have 2 vests as like a minimum, and it's just not ideal. So as I'm coming along here, there was a vehicle in the garage there. I see a guy. I do get flashbangs, but luckily I already had my angle on my frag, which is putting pressure on him. I have plenty of frags as usual, because frag grenades are one of the most useful things going. I do get shot there in the back, but luckily I managed to get a good frag on this guy, so I can get into cover and not worry about it so much. At this point, I'm healing up, but I'm trying to just look around behind the menu. Where was them shots from? If I could spot them, I could take them out. Gonna grab a couple of things off this guy. Oh, he had a 3 helmet. I forgot about that, which is pretty good. What weapon did he have? Oh, he had the AUG, which I actually don't think I'd take, you know, because I'm having such a whale of a time with the Vector. There's the guy, or a guy anyway. Maybe not the guy that shot me, but he was fighting someone else running into the ring. He was throwing a nade as it blew up there, so I see that. So I'm going to take this guy out because I know he's in the blue. Always keep an eye on the kill feed as well, because if he dies in the blue, I know I need to not worry about him. He's not done as of yet, so I know he's still there. And then boom, someone dies in the blue zone. Now, at the time, I'm not sure if I realised it, but I quickly do. But yeah, keep an eye on the kill feed. I could have done it a bit better myself because I wouldn't be looking at that so long, but then I've realised now. So it took me a little bit longer to realise the first time, but it's always prudent to be sure when you're in the moment that no one's going to come. And then basically I'm moving into the field here. I'm keeping an eye on the left and the right, just double checking, triple checking that, because it could have been someone else that died in the blue. I don't know his gamer tag, but once I get to that angle and I don't see any movement, I'm confident that he's dead. Now, I'm possibly what looks like in the worst position here, out in the field, but at the same time, there's only 6 enemies left. I'm thinking a significant amount of them are going to be in the houses, just sat there. And if I can get a decent position in here where the windows aren't really in their favour, then I can just kind of wait and see what happens, and you know, watch the crowd thin out. So I see grenades going off over there. I'm just checking out, where are they? And then I get shot from somewhere. Now, I don't actually know where that is, and I still don't. I suspect I know who it is. I think it's the second to last guy for the end of the game. But at this current time, I don't know where it is. I saw that it hit me in the back left-hand side of my body, so I'm shielding myself from that side. I'm showing myself a little bit to see what, trying to get him to bait a shot kind of thing, because it didn't do that much damage. So I'm thinking it's probably an assault rifle, not a bolt action or something like that. And then, of course, I'm just checking behind me, making sure there's no last-minuters coming in. There's no snakes in the grass. I thought that was, but it was just a dirt patch. And you keep yourself active. A guy just died in the play zone, so he left it way too late. And then we're down to 4 people. So at this point, again, the ring's not with me. But to be honest, I prefer being active at these last couple of rings anyway, because the last thing you want is to end up, you know, sitting somewhere you're just waiting on a grenade killing you. And then I'm at this point I'm suspecting that there's a guy out this way to the west, because I just think that's where the bullet came from. I see a dead guy there, possibly died ages ago. I never saw him, but I'm moving in, getting the ring, and then I finally find him. He was just behind that bay hill. Oh, he went behind the fence as well. So I know where he is. He knows where I am as well. Bit of a tongue twister, that one. And then we're both facing off. Now, at this point, I'm just on the outside of the ring, which is no biggie. I only have to move about 5 feet. But I'm completely unaware at this point of where the third guy is. So at the minute, the blue is going to be my best friend. Once that closes in, we can close the range. And that's going to help me out. So I decided to move to these 2 things here. Just keep on the edge of the town. Plenty of cover all round if I sit like that. And then I'm waiting to hear the guy that I've seen shot over here. I suspect he's probably gone through the barn to get here, but we'll just have to see. I can hear him in that building actually, so I decide to lie down, see if I can't get a cheeky bit of stealth on him. And then I hear the other guy shooting now from the long building, down at him. So I'm like, right, the guy's in the long building. He ain't moving nowhere because he's sat in the middle, comfortably in a building in the ring. And then I see this guy. He's shooting at him as well. Now, that was possibly the worst I've ever shot a Vector in my entire life. Not gonna lie. I missed so many shots. It was horrible. Now, that guy's trying to throw nades at me, so I have to move my position. I get a cheeky little angle there, get him moving. And then I almost killed myself with a grenade there because I bounced off the wheel like an idiot. But all is good because I was aware of it, I didn't miss it. And then, because he's getting shot in the other side as well, this guy's in a really tough position. And then I kill him. Because he was getting shot from 2 angles, he had to stay on the corner, moving about, and it was just really hard for him to manage. He really needed to get me down to be able to survive. Because if he'd have got me down, he could have healed. And then it would have been 1-on-1. He would have been in the same situation that I'm in now, basically. So what I do is I throw a couple of smokes. This is what they're for, because I know he's on my right. I'm going to use them as cover to take the ring. He's going to be out of the ring, and I'm going to be in the ring. Just seeing if he jumps down there. So I run through, no problem whatsoever. Solid cover, smoke cover, and then I take up now the best position. So if I use this tractor, I'm in cover. And then I see the final guy. He's in this window. Bam, bam, bam. And then he's dead. So, as you can see, smoke grenades are useful even in a solo game. Not just in a squad game or duo game for heals. They can be used for a multitude of different things. And yeah, that's it. So they're the different strategies I used. To summarise, always keep your head on a swivel so you can see what's going on all around. Be aware of what's going on. Yeah, you need to get to the ring, but if you know there's got a vehicle there, you can spend that extra time getting the equipment that you need to be able to win the game. Try and move into the ring tactically. There's a fine line. You don't want to leave it to the last minute, but at the same time, you don't want to be there too early because there's still the potential of people coming behind you and already being there. You're going to get sandwiched. So try and, I call it riding the wave. So as the blue's coming in, come in with it, maybe just a bit ahead of it, because that way you know there's not going to be anybody too far behind you because of where the blue is, and you can always just take a glance into it. And then when you get into the ring, look for where's the best position to be in order to get an advantage on these guys. So especially on that last guy there, as soon as that ring shrunk down, he should have abandoned the building and moved out into the field to get a position, because then as I'm coming in through my smokes, I wouldn't necessarily have known that he's moved, and he would have had an advantage on me. But yeah, so that's it. Tips and strategies to win solo games on Miramar. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop down a like. Comment what extra strategies you might have used in the game. And subscribe to see more. Wookie, out.